Good evening, everybody. Glenn, WA7FSH. And it is, well, it's time. But my tablet was dead, so I am trying to get this stinking thing to get charged up here. Oh. Come on, you stupid machine. This is not working very well. Well, let's see if I can fudge factor it a little bit, shall we? All right. Yep, gonna need that. And I think we can roll off of this. Good evening, everybody. Hey, please hit the like button as you go through. And I've got a goal up there. I need 3 chili peppers, please. Good evening, Oregon. Yeah. Good evening. The Outdoors Net is now in session. This is your net control and host, Whiskey Alpha 7, Foxtrot Sierra Hotel. My name is Glenn, and I'm located in downtown Gobel, Oregon. This net meets every Thursday at 8:10 p.m. till whenever the conversation's done. Purpose being to share information about the great outdoors. Our primary repeaters are the 147.32, 442.325, 444.400, and the 147.04 megahertz linked repeaters, all having a PL tone of 100 hertz. There is also the 146.720 megahertz linked repeater on Wickiup Mountain with a 114.8 hertz tone. Stations are reminded that compliance with the FCC rules Part 9.7 for the amateur radio service requires a station to transmit its assigned call sign on its transmitting frequency at least every 10 minutes at the end of each communication and at least every 10 minutes during a communication. This net will accept all traffic offered. Emergency and priority traffic may break the net at any time by using the pro words emergency or priority. All right, that taken care of, let's go ahead and start with some check-ins. Stations that would like to check into this April 24th edition of the Outdoors Net, please come now.
Kilo 7, Julia Bravo Lima. Kilo 7, Sierra, or Zulu Sierra Hotel. 6, Racer Mike, Kelso. Good evening, Glenn. Kilo Charlie 7, Zulu Bravo. Net control. Kilo 6, Bravo, Romeo, Mobile and Woodburn. Good evening.
Somebody buy me some chili peppers, please, and hit the like button.
Golf, X-Ray Romeo, Matt and Beaverton.
Please, TikTok. I need 3 chili peppers and a whole bunch of likes, please. Okay, let's go ahead and clear these stations, I guess. And I don't mind if y'all just come at one shot. K7JBL, KK7ZSH, KB6DHR, KC7ZZB, K6BRR, and KI7GXR. Any corrections needed? And if not, I'm ready for the next group.
This is Kilo Golf 7 Foxtrot Golf Uniform Chase in Portland.
I need lots of likes, folks. Come on, I need lots of likes.
Kilo Golf 7 Juliet Kilo November. John, currently wandering around Vancouver.
Good evening. This is Kilo 7 Oscar Quebec, Ted Brightwood.
Good evening, and good evening, YouTube.
Number 8, Sierra Quebec Tango, Bob and Beaverton.
Good evening. Kilo 7, Uniform Sierra Quebec, Torm in Clackamas County.
Good evening. November 6, Uniform Oscar Whiskey. David in Beaverton tonight.
Good evening, Glenn. Kilo 7 Sierra Mike November, Brian in Sherwood. Kilo Charlie 7 November Yankee Romeo.
I need 3 chili peppers and a whole bunch of likes, folks. Please hit that like button. Tap the screen, please.
Good evening. This is Kilo 7 Alpha Sierra Juliet Aaron Forest Grove.
Hit the like and share, please. Like and share. We've got an interesting net going on tonight.
Kilo India 7, Bravo Hotel Kilo.
This is November 8, X-Ray Tango Lima, Ellen from Beaverton.
This is what I'm talking about. This is good. Boy, if we could break 22, that'd be a record. Well, let me go ahead and get this show on the road because I missed one of you. KG7FGU, KG7JKN, KK7OQQ. Then I believe there was a November 8 station that I did not catch the rest of the call sign. Come back to you in just a second. KK7USQ, November 6, UOW, KK7SMN, KC7 New York Radio, K7ASJ, KI7BHK, and N8XTL. If you came in there with possibly an N8, November 8 call, would you please come again if I did not recognize you?
Sure thing. This is Bob in Beaverton. November 8, Sierra Quebec Tango and 8 SQT. I'm on Echo Link tonight.
All right, N8 SQT. Gotcha. Thank you very much. All right, were there any corrections needed in that list? And are there any more of you that would like to check in?
Oscar India Whiskey.
Oscar India Whiskey. Your prefix got cut off there. Would you please try that one more time?
7, Oscar India Whiskey, Matt in Newburgh.
I heard the 7. Still kind of a rough copy. A little bit of interference going on there. Give me just the prefix twice and in phonetics, please.
Whiskey 7, Whiskey 7, Whiskey 7.
Roger, gotcha. W7OIW. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's get busy and get to this poll question that I've got. And I will, that way the rest of you can, that were hanging around for that, can get busy and skedaddle. I asked a couple, 3 weeks ago if anybody would mind if I recorded this for my podcast. And the answers I got were unanimous in the fact that no, nobody minded at all. I mean, anybody with a scanner can pick us up and listen to what we're talking about. Well, I've modified that idea a little bit. But I would, yes, like to record part of the net and use it in my during my podcast. The podcast is going to be, and I'm not quite sure of the title yet. It'll be something to do with the outdoors, no doubt. But it's going to be just a variety of different topics. And all the suggestions that I've read and watched, let this drop. All the suggestions say record 25, pardon me, episodes of the podcast before you ever release it. Okay? Before you ever launch, have 25 episodes recorded. And so I was brainstorming some ideas, and I've got 20 ideas for topics and outdoor things. And what I would like is your opinion of these topics. Pardon me. I'll let this reset again. Would these topics, any of these topics, be something that you would be interested in listening to? I'm not asking you to make a commitment. Or are some of them just way out of line and I should come up with a better idea? So let me run down through this list real quick. And let the repeater check in. There we go. Fishing basics, hunting basics, survival basics, and then a two-part in-depth look at survival skills and equipment. What's in a day pack? When you go, and you know, a lot of people succumb to the elements and stuff. because they simply weren't prepared. I'm just going out for a few hours. I'll be back to the truck, or whatnot. And they twist an ankle or something and don't make it back. So what's in a day pack? Communication and the wilderness protocol. Now, even some of you fellow hams may not know what the wilderness protocol is. And I am also going to use this podcast to further the hobby of amateur radio. So I'd like to talk about that. Water treatment. Let's face it, it's never a good idea just to stick your face in the creek and start drinking. Never a good idea. Shelter. Basic shelter. That's always number one most important thing, is to keep yourself at least somewhat warm and as dry as possible. Plants and insects, most likely to avoid, How do you identify poison oak, etc.? And then I'd like to jump down to some outdoor cooking. Talk about grills and griddles, how to and cold smoke versus hot smoke, marinate versus inject, tips for turkey, ham, fish, and beef. Those would all be separate subjects. And then some travel ideas. Top 10 places in Washington to see, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. Lighthouses to see on the coast of Washington and Oregon. Let's see, one Washington and one Oregon. Talk about the lighthouses and, and other stuff. That's my list so far. So if you have an opinion, please chime in now. You folks can leave ideas too,
NYR. This is Kilo 7.
Well, I'll go first. KK7 CSH Jason in Milwaukee. That sounds wonderful. I mean, I think a lot of that would be really good. I like the survival type stuff that we, at least I don't get to hear and see enough of. Fishing, hunting, I'm always down for that, but I really like the survival aspect of it. How to get clean drinking water, what to eat out in the woods, and stuff like that. That would be a really good idea in my opinion. KK7 ZSH.
Fantastic. Got you in there. Pete, got you checked in. Mark, you were on there. Go ahead.
Those are wonderful topics, and I couldn't disagree with any of those, Glenn. Super job. And, you can break those down in subcategories as well, and I think you probably thought about that already. So, wonderful job. No disagreements here. KC7NYR.
KG7JKN.
JKN, hold one. Peter, go ahead, sir. KK7NWU, Peter, did you have an opinion or were you just checking in?
Just checking in.
Roger, thank you very much. JKN, the floor is yours.
Thank you much. Always have an opinion, apparently. I just want to say I love the idea of the day pack, what to do when you think you're just like heading out for like an hour or two, and it turns into an overnight or whatever. I would love to hear
more about that. I'm always looking into ways to consolidate what we can carry with us and not have to like carry a lot of weight, but have what we need, everything from first aid kits to whatever. So yeah, I'd love to hear that. If you have any kind of wilderness first aid stuff that you might want to explore, that'd be great too. Thanks. Take care.
Oh, nice. See, there's episode number 21 right there. Basic first aid. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Fantastic. So let me explain why I'm bringing this all to you guys and gals. Yeah, I've lived the majority of my 59 years right here in the Pacific Northwest, and I know some insider secrets, so to say. But let's face it, if somebody is watching this podcast or listening to this podcast and they don't live here, I think they'll appreciate the input of a group of people that live here. I mean, let's face it, when I've talked about lighthouses and stuff like that over on the coast, when I've talked about places to watch the king tides from and stuff, you guys have been produced as much information as I have. So that's kind of why I'm considering doing this. So anybody else have anything they'd like to share? Any other ideas, suggestions? OIW, go ahead, sir. W7OIW, go ahead.
Yeah, you had a great list. I liked all your topics. One, to expand on the first aid, you might think about a stop the bleed course, or at least an overview of that. Another suggestion might be Dutch oven or Dutch oven cooking. Kind of a expansion on camp cooking. And then soda activations for ham radio might be another good topic for you.
I'm frantically scribbling. Dutch oven. Soda. Fantastic. Great ideas. Anything else? Anybody at all?
November 6th, uniform Oscar Whiskey.
Go ahead, David. The floor is yours.
Well, I grew up city boy. I did Boy Scouts when I was younger, including some outdoor camping. We never got up to the snow line, but I learned a lot of things back in the day, and then I really haven't used them for 40 plus years. And so as you read off that list, I found myself trying to think about what kind of pot I should get for a little camp stove here.
That might be
something or warm food.
That might be that I don't have a very good signal
here in the Portland area. And I remember tips about putting dishwashing soap on the bottom of my pan before I put them on the campfire, so it would make it easier to get all the scorching soot off the bottom of the pan after the meal. So I'm really looking forward to hearing some of those tips and maybe some ideas about what kind of pot to use or to not use. Even that kind of basic, I think, would be helpful for some of us who are newbies to it.
cooking equipment and dishes. What's a lightweight cooking equipment that you can pack in a backpack, and what do you take if you're taking a 3/4 ton pickup? Excellent idea. Excellent. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Great ideas. And yes, the stop the bleeding topic. You know, I was going through my little survival pack, and it's not very light, but that's because it's got everything in there I would need. But the first aid kit that came with it has a tourniquet in it, and I don't know that everybody knows how to properly apply a tourniquet. You can't just put the thing on there and leave it. You might as well just chop the arm or the limb or the leg or something off, and nobody wants that. So you've got to stop and release the pressure of the tourniquet for a little bit and allow some blood to flow. Even if you're bleeding a little bit, you've got to do that every little bit so that you don't just kill the entire limb. Yes, excellent. Anything else, folks? Oh, I should ID. This is WA7FSH, your net control and host for this evening's edition of the Outdoors Net. Anybody else, please come now.
KK7SMN.
Brian, the floor is yours.
Hey, Glenn, you've got some great topics. I really like the idea of the survival stuff. That's kind of my first time on the net listening was you guys were talking about a couple that got stranded up in the snow. That kind of sucked me in. But in any event, you're talking about tourniquets and stuff like that. Something to think about too is get people to actually practice with this stuff before you need it. Not just tourniquets, but a lot of the other survival stuff.
Yes.
If you haven't practiced with it, don't know how it works, it's not going to do you any good when it hits the fan. KK7SMN.
And I did. I just took that for a given. My day pack, I've completely unpacked the thing and repacked it and modified its contents, and I know there's a tourniquet in there because, well, I unpacked the first aid kit and checked it out and added a couple of things in. First thing I did, I yarded those stupid little plastic tweezers out of there and put some real tweezers in it. And then I added a whole bunch more cotton balls for starting a fire. So, yeah, no, I do. I took all of that for granted because, like I said, I've been doing this all my life, horseback and not horseback. So, doggone, yeah, that's good ideas. Thank you very much. All right, we'll take one or two more.
WB7 VPI.
Got you checked in, Wilt.
Hey, Glenn. Well, one suggestion I would have for you is just a reminder to everyone that you don't have to have everything to get out there and get started. You just, you can start off with the basic minimums and get started getting out there and figuring out what's going on, and as you can afford it, and as you figure out things you want to add to your kit, add it in.
Absolutely.
And of course, don't be afraid to subtract it as well. WB7 VPI.
Absolutely, Wilt. I need to make a couple of notes down here. Pack, adds, and the subtraction. Yeah, I did that when I was in forestry school at Green River Community College up in Auburn, Washington. I did an internship with the Forest Circus, and we packed our backpacks and took off for what would typically was basically a 3-day hike in, set up a 1 hectare, 2.5 acres basically, survey plot, surveyed all the vegetation, bored all the trees, everything, and then turned around and came back out. And I'll bet you that was an ever-changing backpack. What did I use, and did I need more of it, and what didn't I use? What could I take out of the doggone thing to lighten it up? Also learned that garlic will keep the mosquitoes away from you, but your tent mate probably doesn't want to sleep in a tent with you either. WA7FSH. All right. Well, thank you all. I appreciate it, and we'll take some more. But we went way past the bottom of the hour, so let's go ahead and take the bottom of the hour break. Allow any stations needing to make a call to do so. If you need to make a short call not pertaining to the business of this net, please come now. Okay, hearing none, let's go ahead and take another round of check-ins. If you would like to check in and be a part of this evening's edition of the Outdoors Net, please come with your call sign. Okay, I guess we've got everybody. Fantastic. All right. Wilt, WB7 VPI, are you someplace where you can make your announcement?
Well, I think I can just try to do it here from memory, Glenn. There is going to be an astrological, astronomy, whatever the heck that is. Pardon me, I'm driving down Marine Drive here. Just trying to do this from memory. In the morning, just before sunrise, Saturn, I believe it's Venus, and the moon are all going to align and kind of make a smiley face. It'll be turned 90 degrees on its side. Tomorrow morning, if you're up just before sunrise, take a look in the east, kind of southeastern sky. If you find the moon, you'll see it's kind of crescent-shaped. It's a crescent moon right now. And the tips of the moon are kind of pointing to the south. And right above it, making 2 eyes, will be Saturn and Venus.
Something
I think Venus is going to be a little dim,
completely
a little bit
haywire.
difficult to see. And if this nice clear sky we've got going out to the east right now continues, we should be really good to view it here in the Portland metro area. At least the moon. I was able to see that on the way home from work last night. WB7 VPI, back to net control.
Oh, stupid thing. Thank you, Wilt. Thank you very much. And I did not hear Roy check in tonight, so I'm guessing there isn't a whole lot that going on in the stars and skies above us. Does anybody else have anything that they'd like to bring to the net? Topics of conversation, announcements, or anything of the such?
This is with 7 Oscar Indy Whiskey.
W7OIW, go ahead, sir.
I might have missed it. What is the name of your podcast going to be?
Well, I haven't finalized the title of it yet. Probably something short and sweet. I'm leaning towards Let's Go Outdoors. Something like that. I'm not going to call it a travel guide because it's a lot more than just a travel guide, although some of the topics are geared towards those folks that like sightseeing and, and have an RV and, and that kind of stuff. But a lot of it's geared towards, towards guys like me that just like to get out and go and do and see. Some of it very simple, like don't forget your sunglasses. I don't care if it's the middle of the winter and pouring down rain. Make sure you got a pair of sunglasses. You never know when you might encounter snow, and snow blindness is a real thing. It burns just as bad as a flash burn from welding does. So, it's probably going to be something like Take It Outdoors. And any of you, let me throw in a shameless plug here. Any of you that have YouTube accounts and go over there and watch stuff on YouTube, if you would please type in my call sign, WA7FSH, and hit the subscribe button. I just reached 50 subscribers, 52 actually, yesterday, and they have not updated that yet, but I need a few more subscribers so that it opens up all of YouTube and their tools to my use. So please go over there, and the actual username is @WA7FSH figures 813. Why, I don't know. I don't think there's another WA7FSH anyplace. But if you could go on there and just hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. We the people! Somebody get me some chili peppers, please. Okay, well, the emails didn't come up because the tablet wasn't charging. So I'm going to hope that here very shortly it will be charged enough to open up. I do have some information that doesn't take an email to tell you about, and that is that Marine Area 11 in Puget Sound, that's Tacoma and the south end of Vashon Island, is closing, I want to say Saturday? Yeah, we'll be closed Saturday for Chinook salmon. Although Marine Area 3, which is CQ, CQ, ha 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 ha. I know that was a bad joke. Is still scheduled to close on time at the end of the month, but they are upping the limit. The limit is now 2 hatchery Chinook salmon, minimum size 22 inches in length, but they haven't caught enough of the quota yet, so they're going to up the limit to 2. Also, from the state of Washington, is it May 10th or May 15th? Maybe it's May 10th. Anyway, razor clam season is coming to a close. Last dates of the season have been okay and approved, as well as there are just a few tentative dates left to approve. Every day from Saturday the 26th, I think, they're all morning tides. Limit is daily catch limit of razor clams is 15, and that's, of course, not all the beaches are open all of the days, so please check the regulations as to which beach you're going to. But Macarocks, Capelas, Long Beach, with a little bit nicer weather and stuff, it makes it a little more enjoyable to be out there. So if you want last chance for the summer to put some razor clams or some clam chowder in the freezer, now is the time to get out there. And this is WA7FSH, your net control and host for this evening's edition of the Outdoors Net. Anybody with anything else while my tablet is finally powering up? What got you off the couch this last week?
NWU with a comment.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Maintaining the quail farm has kept me off the couch. I've got 2 full cages of birds, and I'm ready to combine them in the next week or 2 into one big cage. I still owe you eggs. Once they start producing, I'll get you some. KK7NWU is clear.
Oh, Peter, I will. Thank you. I did see that on Discord. As a matter of fact, I saw your post on there. Remind me to talk about that for a second. But yes, and the ones I want are, I either want you to pickle them or tell me what I need to do to pickle them. I like hard-boiled pickled eggs, so yes, sir, I would very much enjoy that. And on the topic of Discord, the Outdoors Net has a Discord server. There are several channels or rooms in it. Just general chit-chat, events, about the net. Also, if you missed part of an episode, KK7QAV has graciously been helping me out, and there are The audio version of the net is on Discord. There's a photos page if you've been outdoors and you want to share some pictures. Doggone it, that the Outdoors Net Discord server is the place to do it. So I think you have to go to, I think you have to have an invite link to join the Discord server for the Outdoors Net. I will double check on that. And if you would like a link to join Discord, I can send you one of those. Just drop me a email or a text message. Holler at me when you catch me on the radio. Whatever's convenient for you, and I'll get you that link.
And 60 OW.
UOW, David, go ahead, sir.
Hi, Glenn. I was originally trying to get a recheck on the YouTube page you were trying to do, but I finally did find it. It looks like you are at 55 subscribers at the moment.
Okay, so you did find it. I'm a what kind of subscriber?
As of me subscribing, the quantity is now 55.
Excellent. I know I could go live at 50, and then there's another benchmark that I can do at like 70 or so. But thank you. I appreciate that. Absolutely. I am a whole lot better at the outdoors than I am navigating technology. I'll tell you what. Yeah. I'll take a backpack and my Siberian Husky, and we'll go around the world. But if you want me to go down the street via technology, I'm lost. WA7 FSH for the Outdoors Net. Anybody else with anything that got you off the couch this last week?
KK7
ZSH, go ahead, sir.
Well, I poured 7.5 bags of concrete for 2 pillars in my backyard yesterday, just to put the mounting down for the cover I'm going to put over my deck. That was a little bit fun.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. That doesn't sound like any fun at all. That sounds like a whole lot of work.
Well, it did get me off the couch without that. No, it's been something I've been meaning to get done. I've got all the material to put the cover over the deck, and I've just been, kind of procrastinating about getting it all done because, concrete isn't all that much fun to pour. So, yeah, that's
not at all.
That'll keep me off the couch here for at least a couple of weeks. But yeah, I kind of forgot, lugging 80 pound bags of concrete around is not that much fun. let alone mixing it.
So if I can be nosy and we can all live vicariously through you, what's going on the covered porch, the covered deck? New hot tub in line coming up, or a new grill? Are you going to build a little outdoor kitchen? What you got going on?
Honestly, it's been something I've been meaning to do for a while. It has the material. We just want to be able to enjoy it a little bit longer. You know, my wife and I eat dinner out there frequently in the summer. Spring
Excellent.
and summer. It would still be nice just to go out there, even when it's raining. We can even put a heater, you know, a little small infrared heater. Or
I still have
there.
zero
Just
likes,
like
folks.
being outside.
0 likes.
Nothing really special on the deck. I mean, you did mention hot tub. We have one of those as well, and I got to build a cover over that. I'm tired of the umbrella that we put up because Tony doesn't like to get rained on, even when we're in a hot tub.
Absolutely. And if you want to jump in the snow, you can get off the porch and go jump in the yard and then run back up there real quick. Fantastic. Sounds like fun. I know I personally cannot wait until I win the lottery and can put a new awning on the side of my RV. Last winter, when we had the snow and ice storm and everything, and I was in Kirkland, Washington, at a road show up there. Yeah, doggone it, that snow took the awning right off the side of my RV. And every time it has rained since then, I have, I've cussed up and down. All right. I'm going to take another top of the hour break here to allow anybody needing to make a short call to do so. If you need to make a short call, not pertaining to the business of this net, please come now. Okay, from the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. Any of y'all that are out there fishing or anything on the Columbia River, please, listen up. Chinese mitten crab found in the lower Columbia River. Now, this is an invasive species that they had an infestation of them in California several years ago, and it actually destroyed enough of the habitat that the population of the native crab species in the area went down considerably. So these are, although they're no danger to us, they are a danger to our Dungeness crab and our red rock crab. So please, you can go over to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife website and for tips and tricks on how to identify them. These things live in the fresh water, but they go into the salt water to lay the eggs and whatnot for the larvae. In fact, they're suspecting that that's how they traveled to us. Let me let this reset. Anyway, yeah, they just, they're afraid what happened is that some of the larvae got sucked into a ballast tank of a ship and got over here and got discharged out of the said ballast tank, and that's probably how they got here. But if you're out there fishing or anything on the river, please go over to the website, the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife website. Learn the how to identify them, and then if you come across one, please call the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife and let them know. Okay, and my internet is being slow as molasses tonight, not opening. So I am not going to be able to tell you about the field reports, but the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife has some field reports up on their website and are ready to go. I can tell you, though, that turkey hunting workshop is available in Southern Oregon. That's down in Central Point, Oregon. And that's this Saturday. Hunter education workshops start soon. If you've got a young hunter who's going for the first time, under 18, they will need to pass a hunter certification course. Let me let this reset. Mule deer hunts are going to be canceled this year for the 2025 season on Hart Mountain, in the Hart Mountain area. Bow hunts, muzzleloaders will not be able to apply or draw a tag to hunt muleys in those areas. And the tags for mule deer are going to be reduced in Murderers Creek area. The wildfires coupled with the droughts have impacted the habitat so that they've actually noticed a decrease in mule deer survival. So they're going to be reduced in Murderers Creek and canceled for this year in Hart Mountain. The Philip W. Schneider Wildlife Area closure will be extended an extra 2 weeks through April 30th to provide a little additional protection for the wintering big game. And by wintering, they also mean the birthing of the new arrivals. They also encourage people. They say here, young animals are rarely orphaned. Let me let this reset. For example, baby elk do not give off any scent for the first, several days after they're born. Mom's way of protecting them is to stash them under a bush someplace and tell them to sit their tail in still, while then she goes mewing off in some other direction in hopes of leading the predator away from the baby. So when you see mom go off in a different direction, and without a baby, and she's calling like crazy, and you come across that baby, leave it alone. That's how they protect their young. So mom's standing around there someplace watching. Same with birds' nests and stuff like that. So please let the wildlife be wild. Also, late winter and early spring is a real popular time to go hunting for shed antlers from deer and elk. It's also, like I just said, it's a critical time for the big game animals recovering from, well, not much to eat. Oh. And don't mind me while I fight with a smartphone. There we go. Fantastic. All right. We're back live. Anyway, so there are rules as well as some guidelines for shed hunting. So you can head over to the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife website and take a look at those. All right. The ice, as far as ice fishing, well, that's pretty much over with for the year. Winter steelhead will be closing up. And is closed already in some areas, as those seasons are done and over with. They're going to completely close it, though, for a little while to allow the steelhead to go ahead and spawn, and then what they call out-migrate, which is headed back out to the ocean. Let's see, lots and lots of water in Howard Prairie, Hyatt Lake, Fish Lake. Just some really good fishing in some of the large reservoirs for what they call the holdover trout. Okay, and those are the planters that got planted the last couple of years and were smart enough to survive. And they get pretty doggone big. You can get them up 18 inches in that area. So there you go. They say anglers are still catching spring Chinook on the Columbia, Willamette, and Lower Rogue rivers. Although I sure haven't seen... good grief. I think this last week I saw 2 truck and trailer. I'm in Goble, Oregon, Travis. Yeah, there we go. Lost my train of thought for a second. I think 2, maybe 3 truck and trailer combinations sitting here in the parking lot of folks that have been out fishing. And trust me, in the fall, sometimes it's tough to get through the parking lot of the RV park here. So I have not seen the evidence, but they say they're still catching. And there was one other thing about the clamming, the razor clam openings in Washington State, and I did not know this, but if you don't want to buy an entire year's license just to go razor clamming for a weekend, you can, it said in the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife email that you can buy a 3-day pass to go to the state of Washington and go razor clam digging for as little as $9.70. But it didn't say if that was resident or non-resident pass. So probably best bet would be to either call Sporting Goods shop. I have been to the Sportsman's down there in Vancouver. Let me let this reset. And then you've got Bob's up here in Longview. That's a great place. And just ask or go online and look it up. But yeah, you can buy a 3-day pass. You do not need to buy a full year's license to go out and dig razor clams for a weekend. Don't forget, all the lakes in the area are being stocked. The Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife stocking program is well underway with 3, maybe 4 weeks under their belt so far. I know they've stocked the Trojan Pond down here next to me a couple of times, and so absolutely, if you get a chance, grab a grandkid or a kid, and take them out and let them drown some worms. Just a whole lot of fun this time of year, and good table fare as well. Okay, this is WA7FSH, Net Control, and host for this evening's edition of the Outdoors Net. Oh, we got about 5 or so minutes, and then the links are going to drop, so I'm going to open it up for one last call. Suggestions, comments, questions, or check-ins to get on the list, please come now. Thank you. WA7NPA. Cool. Might have to look that up. WA7NPA. All right. Well, that's interesting. From TikTok Live, we just had another check-in. Whiskey Alpha 7, November Papa Alpha. He says he's 2 hours north of Boise, Idaho. Fantastic. Welcome to the Outdoors Net. All right, folks. Well, that'll do it for this week. I appreciate your input. That took my list of 20 ideas up to 27 ideas. So now I gotta start recording podcasts. Oh, anyway, thank you all very much. Let me let this reset. The Outdoors Net is now closed at 9:19 p.m. local time. This net operates through the courtesy of the Amateur Radio Relay Group Incorporated. If you would like to know more about supporting this repeater group, please visit arrg.org. We also like to thank all the stations that participated, and we've got a list tonight, as well as those who stood by to give us a clear operating frequency. This is WA7FSH, and I'll be right back with a check-in count for tonight. And with our new friend WA7NPA over there in Boise, we tied our all-time record with 22 check-ins this evening. Thank you all. I appreciate it. I really do. This is WA7FSH. Tight lines and 7-3, everybody.
And congratulations, I'm so proud. A great group of hams, TC7NYR.
Cool. Absolutely.